The Port of Georgetown may be closing soon, all at the request of county leaders. The same county leaders who pushed for a sales tax 2 years ago to pay to dredge the port.
ABC 15 Summer Dash is working for you tonight to find out where that money is going now. Summer?
Well, to understand where that money goes, first we need to understand how we got here. So I've taken a piece of chalk here for you to try to break this down. So back in 2013, an act was passed that gave us $15 million for that dredging project. Then last year, the Army Corps of Engineers stepped up with $500,000. The state offered $18 million, and that left the taxpayers with $6 million. It's a whole lot of support for a project that likely won't happen. City and county leaders had hoped dredging would bring in more business by making the port accessible to bigger ships and bigger companies. They just need to come up with $33 million to do it.
I think it gets nicer as the years go on. They do a good job with the upkeep.
In November of 2014, voters agreed to a tax increase. The money would go toward the port dredging project.
People pay the tax for one certain thing, like for dredging. I mean, what are they going to use the money for?
Where's the money going?
That's a good question. If you look at our math between all the funding, there would have been more than enough to pay for the dredging project. Today, we went to Congressman Tom Rice for answers. He'd been a loud voice behind the push for Georgetown dredging.
In fact, I got money set aside, and they're actually working right now with the federal money that I got set aside to prepare the dikes for the upland spoilage area, where they're going to put the sediment.
But once the steel mill closed in August of 2015, it changed the plan for everyone.
I have not pushed very hard on the Georgetown port once the steel mill announced that they were closing, because in order to have a federally maintained port, you have to have 1 million tons of cargo annually.
Meanwhile, county officials had learned the total estimated cost of dredging the port had doubled, now up to $66 million. Brian Tucker says they went to the Port Authority asking if they'd be on board should a better opportunity for the port come along.
They're very willing to partner with us and do whatever is in the best interest of this community. If that means repurposing that site, then at some point we will repurpose that site.
It goes along with plans to change the steel mill site into an arts and entertainment area. That concept was proposed by the Urban Land Institute, which the county paid last year to come in and help with redevelopment. Only now, the company that owns the steel mill won't respond to potential buyers. Brian Tucker tells me they are still working on how to use that $6 million that will likely come from that tax increase. Now, he says this is uncharted territory, but it'll likely be used as like a surplus. So that would mean council would vote on it, and it would still have to be used for capital improvements. Live in Georgetown, Summer Dash, ABC 15 News.
All right, Summer, thank you. And council would then come up with a list of capital improvements and then vote on them. They would take the public input before that vote.